Hey guys, welcome into the video. So in this video, I'll be giving you my top 3 stocks for July 2020. Before I get into my stock picks, I'm going to show my results for my top 3 stocks for June 2020. So let's get into those, and don't make fun of my quality too hard. I was using the iPhone, so it was pretty rough back then. Alright, so let's take a look at the past video. So let's get into the first one. Alright, my first stock is Thor Industries, ticker symbol THO. So my first stock pick for June 2020 was Thor Industries, as you saw, ticker symbol THO. And you can see that I recommended this stock at $86. I'm throwing up a screenshot from that video. And this stock price proceeded to run up to over $116 at some point, and now it's chilling at about $106 per share. So very solid gain on that, $30 per share, and over a 20% gain if you bought that stock at $86 where recommended. Okay, let's get into the second stock that I recommended in the video. Alright guys, let's get into the next stock. So Digital Ally, ticker symbol DGLY. So I recommended Digital Ally, ticker symbol DGLY, at $1.11 per share. It proceeded to run up to a high of $6.73. It is now at about $3.13 the last time I checked. So there are some crazy gains in that one. Over a 600%er if you bought in and held and sold at the perfect time. If you're still holding, about a 300% gain. So amazing gains on that one. And that was another successful pick for my top picks of June 2020. Alright, last pick for my top picks of June 2020, and then I'll stop torturing you guys with that horrible quality. Okay, let's take a look at that one. Alright guys, let's get into the next stock. Alright guys, this is a stock that I've been talking about a lot actually lately. So this stock is Genius Brands, ticker symbol GNUS. As you guys saw, I talked about it in the video, Genius Brands, ticker symbol GNUS, recommended at $2.04. That proceeded to go on to a high of $11, and now is in the mid-2s. So if you bought that one, rode the hype up and sold near the high, some crazy gains on that one. Over a 500%er if you bought and sold at the perfect times. Alright, so now that the recap is done, let's get into my top stocks for July 2020. Alright, so the first stock that I am buying in July 2020 is Flir Systems, ticker symbol FLIR. So this is a play on thermal imaging. So what is thermal imaging? Thermal imaging is these devices that take your temperature from far away by taking pictures of you. So this is an amazing play, a play on the Rona. Their Flir imaging cameras, a bunch of big companies are using this, such as Disney, Amazon, taking the employees' temperature before they come into work and making sure everything stays safe. So I have a couple bullish theses on this stock, and I am very bullish, and I believe I am into this stock right now before the hedge funds have realized and before earnings has come about and everybody starts realizing the amazing potential that this stock has and the amazing value this stock has as well. So let's get into a couple of my bullish theses. So Flir has other parts of their business as well, such as autonomous driving networks and traffic control, but thermal imaging is a very big part of their business. Flir is the only FDA approved company to produce thermal imaging cameras, which is very big, and they have the best quality thermal imaging cameras. If you look at the company's reviews, all the best companies are using Flir imaging cameras. So Flir Systems also has a defense technology segment, and they have a deal with the US Air Force, the US Navy, and the US Army. So it is US government backed. The reason because the US government uses this for their defense. They use this with the Army, the Navy, the Air Force. So the government will back this no matter what happens. It's just always a good thing to fall back on, just the fact that it is government backed, so nothing horrible can happen, and the risk factor is limited no matter what happens. Alright, so let's get into some of my bullish theses on this stock. So my number one bullish thesis on this stock is the fact that the CEO was sandbagging Q1 earnings. So let me talk about sandbagging real quick. Sandbagging is the act of lowering expectations for the next quarter so they can outperform expectations very easily, and it makes them look very good at the same time. So I can tell that they're sandbagging, number one, the tone of the voice, number two, the expectations they put out there, and number three, the performance that they had in Q1. They downplayed a lot of the Q1 performance, and one thing that I have noted from the earnings call is this is a quote from the CEO. The CEO said that the company is taking unprecedented measures to increase supply so they can meet the high demand that the world is having for their products. So Flir Systems Q2 earnings results is planned to be on July 27th. So I'm super bullish on these earnings, and the reason because is I believe that is the date that the public will realize how great Flir has been doing. The CEO sandbagged Q1 earnings, and now Q2 will show that there is sandbagging and show the amazing performance and give amazing guidance. So that's my thesis on that one. But at the latest, I believe that the earnings date is when the public will realize the information that I believe that I know above the market, and the stock price will be matched by that. We could be seeing even more increase in demand in the coming years after a coming period of outbreak, risk, potential new sicknesses, and just overall fear and safety measures that businesses are taking. We can see every flu season companies start using this Flir cameras after showing what this sickness has done to the economy, has done to their business. So many businesses have been so affected by the Rona that they're taking unprecedented measures now and potentially in the future to make sure this doesn't happen again to the business. And I believe a thesis that I have is Flir cameras will help them get that done and provide the extra safety measures that these businesses need. Flir is a stock that I believe should do well short term and long term in any scenario. Whether we have the second crash, whether the economy still goes great and we see vaccines start coming out, Flir will be needed in all of this. They have so many other business segments, and I believe, like I was saying, in the future flu seasons, we could see Flir being used more and more. So that's my bullish thesis on Flir, and that is why I will be buying more and more Flir in July 2020. So the next stock that I'm buying in July 2020 is a SPAC play, SPAC. So what SPAC stands for is a Special Purpose Acquisition Company. So the SPAC that I am buying this month is LCA, which is merging with Golden Nugget Online Gaming. So let's get into this one. So Golden Nugget Online Gaming is trading under LCA, and Golden Nugget will finally have the ticker changed and finally complete the merge in the third quarter of 2020, and the ticker will be called GNOG for Golden Nugget. So why am I so bullish on this company? Let's get into it. So Golden Nugget will only be the second publicly traded online casino company. So this company is very, very undervalued compared to its peers. And looking at the comparison, as you can see, it is hanging right there with GAN and DraftKings. So why do I like Golden Nugget so much? Golden Nugget, this is not a play with sports betting. And the reason I'm kind of scared of sports betting at the moment, though I do love it long term, sports betting could get really hurt in the short term because I don't know if sports will get to start and complete their seasons. We've gotten news that the MLB is coming back, that the NBA is for sure coming back. But if all these players get sick, as we've been seeing a ton of news of, how can we be so sure that these seasons will be able to be completed and not stall in the middle, resulting in a big drop for GAN, DraftKings, and Penn National Gaming stocks? So that's the reason that I'm scared currently of these sports betting stocks in the short term. Even though I do love them in the long term, I believe some damage could be done to sports within the next month or two. As fear about the Rona and the second crash does seem imminent, and fear starts to rise, and things could get bad really quickly for the sports landscape. So let's look at a timeline of Golden Nugget Online Gaming. As you can see, in 2018, it was the first to launch a live roulette online in the US. Next, you can see in 2019, it launched the New Jersey online sportsbook, and then in 2020, it had some explosive growth from the Rona. So the second wave and the second market crash is actually going to help this stock, and I believe that we could see a big pop if we see more shutdowns happen. People will be stuck at home, online betting. And it's not like they're online betting on sports. That is just such a small part of Golden Nugget's service. And the main part of the service is just regular betting. And compared to GAN, which the main part of the business is sports betting, and the lesser part of the business is just online gambling. Compared to Golden Nugget, which a small part is sports betting, and such a big part is online gambling. People do that for fun. People get addicted to that, lose so much money, and Golden Nugget just takes in money from all of this. So we are going to see some more explosive growth for this company, and I love this in the short term, no matter what happens, and in the long term. I believe the online casinos are going to be huge in the future as people just move to online technology to do almost everything in life. So looking at their competitors, you can see that Golden Nugget is almost purely a play on the online space, and is competing with the biggest companies in the online space. Golden Nugget had a 13% online iGame market share in 2019, compared to DraftKings with 11%, FanDuel with 17%, Caesars 9%, and MGM 13%. So Golden Nugget is hanging right there with the best of them, and is yet so undervalued compared to them, and is such a lower market cap. There's so much more way to go for this stock price. So you can see their goal as a company, and their goal as a company is looking for this high value demographic who are looking for a modern and authentic online casino experience. They have very low reliance on cross-sharing, while these other companies are focusing on so many other things. Golden Nugget is purely focusing on iGaming. Also, their content includes over 870 titles, which is more than any of these other casinos. The online iGaming space is a massive opportunity with over 20 billion potential. The current stay-at-home climate is giving this company a boost, and the fact that a company like this has 30% plus profit margins You don't have to pay for real estate. You don't have to pay for so many other things just being online and not having to have a physical space for people to go. It's just such an advantage for the company, and as they can expand into other states and places, there's so much growth potential for this company. So as you can see, there's so much potential in Golden Nugget Gaming, which will soon be ticker symbol GNOG. The transaction, it's supposed to happen in Q3 of this year. And like we saw with Nikola Motors, once this transaction happened, that stock went from like $35 to up to $90, and now it's back down to $60, but there's just always a bunch of hype surrounding when they do come together, when they do merge. And while I doubt the same thing will happen with Golden Nugget, the potential is there, and the high potential leading into this merger, there could be a lot of it, and I could see the stock doubling leading up to the merger, and potentially 3xing from this point on once the merger happens and once you see that initial pop from the merger. So I'm super bullish on this one, and I do see this as a 3 to 6 month hold with short-term potential and long-term potential. So I'm very bullish on this opportunity. I'm so excited about this company, and I'm currently flooding money into this stock and plan to do more in the future. I plan to make this one of my largest positions that I have, as I believe in the high potential. People will get excited about an online gambling company. I believe in the fundamentals. It is such an undervalued company compared to its competitors. And I believe in the management. The Houston Rockets owner is the CEO of this company and is the one that got this merger to happen and got this company to finally go public. So yeah, I'm super excited for this stock, and I will be buying more and more in July 2020. So the third stock that I'm buying in July 2020 is Peloton, ticker symbol PTON. So this stock is at all-time highs. There's news that Lululemon acquired Mirror for $500 million, and this could be a competitor to Peloton, but in my opinion, it is not a big deal. And I'm going to get into some why and how Peloton can also benefit off this deal. So before I get into all that, let's talk about Peloton and Peloton's business model. So the main business model at Peloton is their bikes. Their bikes start at about $2,200 and then $58 a month to join their classes and have that membership so you can join any class at any time. Peloton also has a Peloton Tread, which is a treadmill, starting at about $4,300. So 78% of their revenue comes from those two products. And they also have smaller business models, such as Peloton apparel brands, such as t-shirts, shorts, hats, everything like that. And the customers can also get some more subscriptions, so different classes. If they want to join like a yoga class, you can have that subscription. And the thing that I love about Peloton is it is like a community. People love their trainers. These trainers are paid like $500,000 a year, which makes me confident in the company, that people love working for the company. They get paid very well. The people that work at Peloton takes care of them, paying them $500,000 salary. These people are what bring people to Peloton, and people will have Peloton because they love their trainers. And it's just like a community. People will get Peloton to compete with their coworkers, their friends. It's like a competition base, and I've heard so many people say that Peloton is the best investment that they've made ever. It's a great investment in their health, and it's very enjoyable, so I've heard. And just people love the community basis of it. So let's talk about Lululemon for a second. Lulu is also a company that I love, and I love their acquisition of Mirror, but this is a small acquisition, just a $500 million acquisition, and it's not going to be a huge seller for them. Now they can promote this all they want. I just don't know how well this Mirror is going to sell. Now I have read some great reviews, but it's not going to be the same community that Peloton has, and while it could take some customers, it's going to take like 1% of the customers. And I think the Mirror is just going to grow the online at-home fitness space, and I think Peloton could actually benefit off this. It's just starting the trend where people are switching from gyms to stay-at-home training and stay-at-home gyms. So that's all that this does. It does not hurt Peloton's business model at all. It does not hurt Peloton's community. I think it's just adding to the bullishness of the stay-at-home fitness space. And let's talk about why I will not be investing in Lulu. Lulu is already a $40 billion plus market cap, and yes, I believe that Lulu can get to that $50 billion market cap place, but I also believe that Peloton can get to the $50 billion market cap. So Peloton is at like $17 billion market cap currently, and there's so much more way to run. And why would you invest in Lulu, which is $40 billion, when you can invest in Peloton, which is a $17 billion? You can double your money on the way up to the $50 billion market cap, which I believe. And I believe that Peloton is going to become the Apple of the stay-at-home fitness space. It's the type of thing where if you don't have the Peloton, you're not cool. That's the societal change. So as we see with like Galaxy, people who have Galaxies, nothing against Galaxy people, but the people who have Apple thinks that they're better and their phones are so much better than people who have Galaxy. Now people who have Galaxy, they think their phone is great, they think it works great, but Apple is just a different product and a different type of community. I believe that's what Peloton will be. Now there will be cheaper bikes always, there'll be better value bikes always, but Peloton is going to be that premium product, and Peloton is the next big stay-at-home fitness thing. So also, the Rona is helping Peloton out immensely. So think about this. Peloton is producing as many bikes as they can 24/7. They are so backed up on orders for 11 weeks. So if you stay at home right now, you order a Peloton, it's not getting to your house for more than 11 weeks. Now think about that for a second. There's so many orders, Peloton's producing so many bikes, and they still can't get that out to you in 11 weeks. There's something wrong here. Nothing wrong with Peloton as a business, but something crazy about the demand that Peloton is having. So I believe they're going to blow expectations out of the water once again in the August. I believe the earnings call is like August 8th for Peloton. It's in the beginning of August. I believe that they will blow out earnings once again. And this is the next big company in my opinion. It's going to reach the 50 billion market cap at some point, and it is the next big thing. It's the Tesla. It's innovating in its market, and it's the Apple. It's going to be the premium product and the product that everybody thinks is the coolest one. So that is why I'm so bullish on Peloton. I see so much growth ahead of it, and this is one of my favorite stocks in the market currently. And I am loading into my long position more and more every day, averaging up every single day. So I love Peloton, I love the growth potential, and I see big things coming in the future. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed the video of the top stocks that I'm buying in July 2020. I believe this is going to be a crazy month in the market. There's going to be a lot of volatility, but these are my favorite buys currently. Things that will benefit if we do see a potential market crash and if we do see the second wave of the Rona. These are 3 win-win stocks, low risk, very, very high upside, and 3 of my favorite companies in the stock market to invest in. I'm so excited about all of these opportunities in the market coming up, and I believe that we should have some crazy gains coming up soon. Let me know in the comment sections down below which stocks I should go over in my next video, and what stocks are your favorite for July. Also, if you're interested in joining the private stock group, the link is down below. It's $9.99 a month. You get an updated portfolio every single day, and every time I buy and sell a stock, I send a message, usually before I make the play, but immediately after I buy or sell a stock, you will know for sure. It's an educational platform. I never tell you whether to buy or sell a stock. I just help you base your thesis. I give you the facts, and it's an investor community. Everybody works together. We're almost at 800 members, and everybody is doing great. Also, if you're interested, the link is down below for 2 free stocks on Webull. One is valued from $14 to $1,400. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Keep the grind up. Let's have a good month in August, and research all you can. Alright guys, let's keep on getting rich.